All right, question number 6. A stone is dropped off the edge of a 486-foot cliff on Mars, where the acceleration due to gravity is 12 feet per second squared. The height in feet of the stone above the ground, t seconds after it is dropped, is s of t, which is negative 6t squared plus 486. We want to find the velocity of the stone and its speed when it hits the ground. Okay, so give you a lot of information. The most important thing you need is the equation, which that's what I focus on. S of t equals negative 6t squared plus 486. Now they told us if we look at the question, we want to find the velocity of the stone and the speed when it hits the ground. So we know velocity is the derivative. So one thing I'm going to need to do is find the derivative, s of t. Okay. So this is going to give me the velocity equation. Now I want to know the velocity at a specific point. That's when it hits the ground. So that also means I need to take the position function and I need to set this equal to 0 so I know at what time this stone hits the ground. So I'm also, on the side, going to take this equation, negative 6t squared plus 486, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. So these are the two things we need to do in order to solve this problem. Derivative is probably one of the easier things to do at this point. So 2 times the negative 6 will give me a negative 12. Subtract 1 from the exponent, so that gives me negative 12t. Using the power rule, derivative of a constant is 0. So here is my velocity function. And then we're going to solve this. So we're going to do some factoring. We're going to move this term over by subtracting it. So we'll have a negative 6t squared. This will be equal to a negative 486. We're going to divide by negative 6. And then negative divided by negative is a positive. So that will give me t squared equals 6. We'll go into 48 8 times. And then go into 6 1 time, so 81. And then we will take the square root of both sides. So when we do the square root, we got to remember positive or negative. And so we will get a positive or negative 9. Now, since we're dealing with time, we don't deal with the negative time, so we will only focus on the positive. So we're going to say t equals 9. So this object is going to hit the ground after 9 seconds. Time is in seconds. Yep. Okay, so we're going to take this 9 and plug it into the velocity function. And 12 times 9, or negative 12 times 9, will give us a negative 108. Okay, so this is the velocity when it hits the ground. Okay, it also asks for find the velocity of the stone and speed. Okay, so speed we talked about is just the absolute value of velocity, ignoring the direction. So negative 108. When I take the absolute value, that just gives me a positive 108. Okay, so this stone is going to hit the ground at 108 feet per second. All right, so the velocity of the stone is negative 108 feet per second. And then the speed is also 108 feet per second.